It's nighttime here, but I know that by the time you get this, it'll be morning. Well, I'm sitting here with my little cup of tea in my Fort Cody cup. I got this when I was in Nebraska at Fort Platte. That was a fun place. It was pretty much a tourist trap, but I was a tourist and I didn't feel trapped. I just enjoyed it. But I did get this cup. I understand that the person that created this cup, he has his grandchildren in the picture here, this little cartoon. At least that's what I was told when I was paying for it. But I thought it was the perfect cup for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, so I picked it up. But I wanted to show you one thing before I go into the chord progression for today. I have here something I purchased while I was traveling, and it surprised me that Taylor, who makes really nice guitars, also makes capos. Did you know they made capos? I had no idea. I'd never seen these before. I mean, I've seen their straps and different things, but I have never, ever seen this particular capo. And it's a yoke-style capo. And I'm not really sure if I like it yet or not. I have to say, once you get it on your guitar, it sounds really nice. It's nice and clean. But it has kind of an unusual way of opening and closing. You have to push in on this like so, and then slide up. And it's very awkward. It should be a one-hand action from what I understand. At least from somebody else looking at what they were doing, they were saying they should be able to do it with one hand. I can do it with one hand. It's just awkward. And it doesn't just slide down into the yoke real easily. So you have to kind of push in. You'll feel it give. And when you do, it'll slide into the yoke that's there, or into the little holder, whatever you'd call that. And then you take and you adjust this bottom knob for your tension on the guitar. And I'm going to put it on this little Gibson I have here, my Gibson L1. So I'm going to slide it into place. There it goes. It was pretty fast. It wasn't too bad. And you just tighten it into place. But what I really like about it is I like the way it sounds. I mean, I think it sounds awesome. And there's not a lot of tension. There's still movement on this. So it's not going to dent my neck. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So, but when you go to get it off, you got to loosen it up and then push it in, and then it should come off. There it goes. But like I said, it feels kind of awkward. So the jury's still out on how I feel about it, but it does do a good job once you get it on there. So I was wondering, anybody out there use these yoke styles? I looked online to kind of see what was out there, and tried to find a couple that weren't too expensive, that I could compare them with this to see what kind of action they use on this closure that they have, whether or not it's different. Exactly how, maybe it could be done differently so it wasn't so clumsy. I don't know. What do you think? Does anybody out there have a style I should try? I know that there's one that's made by G7. They make the Heritage one. But those things are like $150. I paid like $40 for this. I thought that was high because I pay $20 for the capos I regularly use when I do use a capo. So, but anyways, I did. I paid $40 for it. Does anybody out there have any ideas on what do you think? Do you have a yoke style that you use, or perhaps you have another type of capo? Let me know. Send me a note in the comments. I want to hear from you. Okay, so with that being said, let's move into our lesson. So today I was going to show you a series of chords. Some of them we've covered before, but we just never put it in this format. So I just thought I'd show it to you, and perhaps it might spur some inspiration that you'll find something in it A lot of times people will write me and say, I'm now doing this. I took it and I added it to this. I like to hear that. That's exactly what I hope you do with it. Don't just copy what I do. Try to get creative with it. Try to make some changes, try some hammer-ons, try, adding some notes around the chord or whatever, but explore with it until you find things that capture your imagination and capture your heart of your playing, whatever it is you're trying to play. So, so the first chord is the A major seventh. Now, we've touched on A major seventh before. A major seventh likes to go along with B's and E's, and in this case, we're going to be putting it together with some D formations as well as some C's, and you'll see what I mean as we move on. Okay, so the A major seventh, pretty much to me, the shape of it is like an upside down D. Really, I'll put the chord chart up there. I mean, if you go put your pointer finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and then take your middle finger, put it on the 4th string, 2nd fret, take your ring finger, 2nd string, 2nd fret. It's like an upside down D, don't you think, that shape? It's like there's your D, there's your A major seventh. The thing I like about the A major seventh, you can play it like, strum it with your pick or strum it with your fingers, or you can pick it. And I noticed that when you're picking it, if you hammer on with your, and I tried different hammer-ons, but I found the one that I think sounds the best is your ring finger, using your ring finger to hammer on. So you play it, and then you hammer down with that, put it in its place. It sounds good. So that's the A major seventh, and so that's the first chord of our progression. Now the next chord we're going to do is a C sharp minor. Now there's a number of ways you can do this chord. The chord chart shows you a way to bar it. Okay, you'll see it barred at, you bar the 4th fret, and then you make the A minor, this shape here, A minor chord shape, at the bar right here, and that would, if you look at this part right here looks just like that A minor shape, and you've got it barred at the 4th fret, and you're only playing strings 5 through 1. You're not playing this low E. Although if you barred it all the way over and picked it up, I think it still sounds good. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with bar chords, then what you could do is just lift the bar that you're trying to make that's not working, and just take that finger and put it on the E string, the high E, and at the 4th fret. So now you got this. It sounds pretty good, and you just, with your thumb, pluck the 4th string, and then with these fingers, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. See that? Okay. So you could do it that way, C sharp minor. So your chord sounds like, here's the A major seventh, there's a C sharp minor, okay? And then the next chord that you're going to do is a D chord. And we're doing the D chord that we learned yesterday. And I'll put the chord chart up there again, but your middle finger's on the 3rd string, 7th fret, and your ring fingers on the 7th fret again, right next to it on the 2nd string. And then the 1st string, 5th fret, put your 1st finger, okay? Okay, there it is. All right. Okay, and then in order to get the D major 7th chord, which is next, all you have to do is take this middle finger, slide it back so that it's 1 fret back on the same string. Hear it? Okay, and the easier way to do it is make your D chord, but then turn your wrist towards you, kind of in a little bit, and that middle finger will slide right over. Okay, so let's see where we're at so far. So we got the A major 7th, right? Whoops. Okay, so that's what we have so far. But then what we're going to do is finish it up, this chord progression, by playing an E chord that's in the shape of a D, really, except it's at the 4th fret. So here's your D chord, right? If you move up to the 4th fret, that's going to be E. Okay, so use that. Just play those 3 strings. You could play the 4th string with it too. I think it sounds good with the thumb. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. So that's it. That's the chord progression. Now, on that C sharp minor again, let's go back to that. If you're still awkward with that particular chord shape, what you could do, play your A major 7th, and then just make this A minor shape at the 5th fret. And don't cover that high E. Just, you could play it just the E string, but don't put your finger down on the 4th fret. Okay, so let's hear what that sounds like. So play around with that, and keep in mind there's other chords that go well with those chords. You know, you just have to explore and see what you can find in it. And let me know if you come up with any ideas. From time to time, someone will write me and say, I heard this in it, or I heard that. I like to hear that. And I'll sometimes go back and sit down and think, well, what were they talking about? Let me try that. And I'll find something in it. So it's just sharing, and it's fun to hear. So, all right. Well, I think that'll do it. I've got a live that's going to be coming up in another, maybe a week and a half. I'll be coming up with the details on that soon and put out an invitation to everyone. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I'm slowly working my way up. I'm just a couple thousand away from 10,000. I'm hoping by the end of the year I've actually can get that goal. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It sure would be a fun Christmas present for me. So anyways, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.